All right, guys, we are so excited for theme number 2 today, aren't we?
Oh, near and dear.
Tug is in September. Someone was asking.
Near and dear.
No details yet. Near and dear. In more ways than one.
Absolutely.
Huh?
Absolutely.
So we are going to bring on a very, very, very special guest.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Johnny's in the house.
Johnny!
Hi, Kris. I'd like to thank the Academy.
I know.
Doll.
But seriously. Hi.
You want a minifig of you, don't you?
Yeah, doesn't everyone?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Everyone should have a minifig of themselves.
I am not dressed up as a cow, though.
No.
Thank you.
No, you can wear spring florals. It's fine.
Thank you.
There you go. There you go. With earrings and lashes.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we need. The lashes. Johnny, how are you doing?
Oh, so good. Glad to see you on a Tuesday. I mean, it's a beautiful spring day outside.
It's beautiful.
Is it spring? People keep
is.
telling me it's spring. Oh, it's March now, huh?
March. Yeah,
Okay.
March 1st, my friend.
Mhm.
we
Mhm.
made it.
Yeah.
Calving
Looks
weather.
like we made it.
Calving days.
All our troubles all the way
Oh.
to another time.
Okay, I'm going to dance. If you're going to sing, I'm going to dance.
Looks like we made it.
There we
Oh,
go.
there we go.
Mm.
Oh, he is a singer.
He is. Oh, he's a much better singer than
Wow.
myself. Yes, he
I do
is.
No, I'm not even going to sing.
So,
Hi.
Johnny, how's it going?
Good.
Down in Sandy.
It's great. We're
Okay.
oh.
Maeva said, stop. Maeva!
She's so rude.
Maeva!
Stop.
We love you, Miss Maeva.
We have people looking at machines. So
Oh, that's always fun.
Yeah.
So, looking
Yeah.
at machines.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny is the bomb.
thanks, Frankie.
Who sang Looks Like We Made It?
Uh,
Barry Manilow. Right?
You sure?
I
never
That's a
say
little
it out
Barry Manilow.
is that?
Looks like we made it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Anyway, okay, thank you.
Yeah, I think so.
It is Barry
loud.
Manilow.
I like him.
Me too.
But I want to mix that with Easy Like Sunday Morning for some reason. Don't you know? It doesn't sound like
Sunday
morning.
morning. No, that's Lionel Richie.
okay, different song, right?
There we go. Yeah, you guys are saying,
Very
yep,
Manilow.
Manilow. Manilow. All right, Mr. Johnny is in the house today for a very special reason.
Mhm.
And this is what we're going to do our theme number 2 about, because Johnny put a call out to all of his friends, and all of you are his friends and we're his friends. And so we want to help support him in this great cause that he's wanting to do. And so I thought what I would do is have you tell us about it, and then we're going to show you how to paper piece today.
So you should show your block that you have because I don't have
Okay.
a finished one here.
I
But
can do that.
I'm going to show what
Look
I
at
have.
Dude, this is one I made.
Nice.
Someone printed this on like cardstock and then their child colored it and they sent it to me.
Oh, that's
I
so
love
cute. I
So what
love
we're talking
that.
about today is a block for the Love Loud organization. If you don't
Okay.
know, if you haven't heard of Love Loud, it's a organization that was started by Dan Reynolds, who's the lead singer of Imagine Dragons. And his idea was just to give awareness and support for youth who are LGBTQ. So children who are born outside of the norm, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And so their foundation, their first one was was it 2018, I think, that I first did that. And the first concert was in 2017, and they had this concert down at the UVU in Provo. And the logo just looked like a quilt block to me. I saw it and I was like, that's super quilty,
That
right?
was a given. Yeah.
Yeah. So I reached out to people then, and you're one of the people that I reached out to, Kris, and you helped out and you helped share the word. And it was kind of life-changing for me. I was overwhelmed by how much, I brought this in just to kind of show. I have like all these cards, letters, people that just wrote their story to me, and it was overwhelming. I just want to read one little tiny thing.
Okay.
And this was from someone who made a block last time. She said, after I made my first one and you told me not to remake it, my son, who was LGBT, who had a mental illness, ended his battle. Boom. Yeah, it's just so hard. So if people don't know, suicide is the highest killer of youth in Utah and other places. It's just so it's the program is, I mean, the foundation Love Loud is to support youth who are LGBT and going through that. So I decided to call out for blocks. It's kind of around the same time as the Quilts for Pulse. A lot of people remember that. So when the Pulse shooting happened in Florida, and they did the same thing, and they just got tons and tons of blocks. And so we got a lot last time, and I still have some left over that I'm going to be making things with. And I'm in a much better space now to do more. So I'm asking to do, I'm going to do it again. The Love Loud concert. Yeah. Kenzie, you want to, I was like literally crying. Kenzie says he's getting twitchy nose. Yeah, I was like crying earlier. So it's just an easy way. And this is one of the things that I love about people like you. Just do it using your platform to raise awareness to something else. And how can we help? So
how can we help?
That's
all that there is to it, right?
Right. So
how can we help?
So if everyone makes one block, we can make some. I'm going to do, last time I tried to do like big quilts and make a lot of money off of one thing. This time I'm going to do a lot of little things like pillows, wall hangings, just things that people can buy one or two of more than just one thing. So.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Spread the love.
Spread the love. I love that, Johnny.
Yeah, you're the cutest.
Oh, that's actually kind of how Johnny and I met. Like, I knew who he was a few years ago, but so are you saying 2018?
I think so, because like I was looking back. Yeah, these letters are from 5/2018.
So he had put a call out for him, and I was just like, well, yeah, we can totally do that. And so we had shared it with our community, and then with this quilt block. And then now, what are we, 4 years later, he said, do you think we could do this again? I said, absolutely. Like, why not? Why not? And so what we're doing is we have a free pattern for you to download if you want to do it, and be able to make a block, send it in. We have an address there, or you can send it to the Sandy store. You can send it to Warehouse, wherever, Logan store, it doesn't matter. And we'll make sure that Johnny gets those, and then he's going to turn them into beautiful pieces that can be then sold and raise money and awareness.
Are you selling them at the concert, or?
Well, last time I didn't have a space at the concert to sell them, so I don't know. I'm going to shoot for that again this year, but if not, we'll just do them on my website or Instagram or something, or I don't know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What do you think about all that?
Now you're going to make me cry. Don't make me cry. I'm an ugly crier. Okay. I want to be involved in this. I have so much to say about it. I have an awesome son. I have an awesome son and son-in-law that I just went on the trip with. That he's gone through all this. He came out when he was an adult. He came out to my husband and I. We already knew. I knew when he was little. I told my sister, I said, I think Ryan is gay. He was 4. But I knew there was something special about him. And he came out when he was an adult. And he just one day said, I need to talk to you guys. I need to tell you something. I'm like, I already know.
Wow.
And he just told us, and my husband is amazing. He just took it and said, okay, do you want to go to Logan? Do you want to go to the store with me?
Yeah.
And that was it. And now we have a nice, close relationship to him.
Yes.
But because he could come out on his own terms, we did not. And this whole thing that people want to out them, people that aren't ready to be outed, they have to do it on their own.
Yeah.
And what a great opportunity this is.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I have people that support me. I live in a farming community. I put out my gay pride LGBTQ flag. I hear about people that get them taken down, ripped down. No, I have a great community, and they know I'm a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
They can come to me, and my thing is when their child comes out to them and they're like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm like, did you love them yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
You love them today because they're no different. They're no different than what you loved before.
I love that. I love that so much. Thank you.
Oh,
That was very, it was very vulnerable.
it was
to be able to do
It was.
that. No,
But Johnny
thank
makes
you.
it. Johnny makes it.
Johnny makes it so much easier for us to just be able to share those things.
And that's why it's been just life-changing to work for you, Kris. Like, you guys just, I mean, you've seen it, but Kris has just loved me for who I am from the very beginning. And it's just changed my life. So thank you.
You're
That's
welcome.
awesome.
You're so welcome. Oh my goodness.
Wow,
Wow.
he gives all the love right
Anyway,
now.
Yes, he does.
Times. So this is the vlog we're making. This is an alternate version. I don't know if we have it on the website. This is like an easy version. It's on my blog.
Oh, I like it.
I don't know if we put my blog post. I don't know, but there's two versions. If you don't want to do the hard paper piecing one, there's an easier one. You can make that one. And we're just gonna make as many as we can, and just
Awesome.
just spread a little more love in this world.
I love it. Thank you for leading the charge.
Thank you.
And we are going to help you as a community, a girlfriend community, and getting those blocks made for you.
Okay, I'm gonna sign off, and
Okay.
you guys wipe some tears.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We all need to cry. It's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. If
Thanks, Johnny.
we didn't love someone, then we wouldn't have the tears.
Exactly. That's
Thank you.
exactly right. We love you.
Bye, Johnny.
Hey, bye.
Isn't he amazing?
Oh my gosh, now I'm sweaty.
Oh,
really hot.
I know, but I'm
He-
just so proud of you.
Oh,
I really
that's
am.
really
That
hard.
was a hard
It's
thing.
really hard. It's not that I'm ashamed.
No,
but it's close to
it's
my heart.
close, and you shared that with everyone,
Yeah.
and I just am very grateful.
If
So
someone starts talking to me and telling me, "Oh, they're not born that way," blah, 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 I'm like, "Stop, stop! I want you to stop right now because you have no idea.
very, very hard for so many.
I don't want to end up disliking them or having to bite them or something."
Don't bite them. Don't bite them. No,
Yeah,
don't do
so
that.
just respect me and I'll
That's
respect
right.
you.
There you go. Exactly. Exactly. So should we talk paper piecing?
Mhm.
Okay, let's talk paper piecing because this is the block that you can download. It looks really
Mhm.
hard. It's
I
not.
looked at that. I thought I was going to make one last night and went, no,
It's not that bad. I
but
promise.
it's really darling.
So this is the block. Obviously, I'm not going to
It's
take the
rainbow.
time. It is a rainbow. I'm not going to take the time to go through all of the steps. Okay.
But you're going to tell
I'm
us
going to
some
teach you some basics.
easies.
Yep. Some basics after I wipe these tears away. Oh my goodness. You guys, I did not expect that, but that was really sweet.
Mhm.
Very tender. I loved it. Okay.
Not many
so-
people know
Well,
because they just I
well,
don't
it's
have
something
to
you
put
just
it
don't
out
talk
there.
about that often, you
He's
know?
my normal kid.
absolutely. Of
He has
course.
lots and lots of good qualities.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Every one of our children.
Mhm, absolutely.
Okay,
And
guys.
yes, I do want to slap him sometimes, just like my other kids.
Of course. Of course.
I'm
That's
terrible.
right.
I'm a terrible mother.
No, you're not. You're an amazing mother. Are you kidding me? So you're going to cut these out.
What's that
Oh
dark
my
square
goodness.
you have? What happened to
Okay, the dark square.
Yeah.
This is 1 inch piece so that when you print it, you know that it's
haven't
all the correct
increased it
size.
or decreased
yeah, the
it?
correct size. Yep. Okay, so I'm just going to start. Some of you have taken my paper piecing classes before.
Phew, good thing.
So let me grab some fabric here.
What can I do to help you?
And forgot to grab a rotary cutter. I got it. Okay. So let's bring this down. There we go.
Nice. Do you want those lights on?
Maybe.
I don't know
I
how
don't
to
know
turn
how to turn
them on.
them on.
Oh, really good.
Yeah. Okay.
Somebody showed me amazing.
So I'm going to show you, we're going to start on number 1 first. And a lot of people, let me point this out. A lot of people get confused as to how much fabric you need to cut for a paper piecing project. Okay. So what I would do is I take a look at the number 1 spot and I put my ruler down to it. And if I go 1/4 inch from each side, that's going to be 1 inch. Okay. From here to here. So I could cut mine 1 inch. I'm actually going to cut it about 1.25 inches just to give myself plenty of space.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm going to do it beyond that, which is about, let's see, 7.5 inches. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this. Now, the nice thing about paper piecing, Kyle, is that you can do, this is a great way to use your scrap.
Yes.
Okay. As long as it covers
Who has
over it,
scraps?
you're going to be fine. Oh, yeah. I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay. I brought my light box.
Oh,
Let's
that's
see
a smart idea.
I don't know how well we can see that or
They
not.
can see it, I
Should
think.
be okay. So this is the thing I want you to remember. There's a couple things here. Again, I'm not going to go through every step, but I'm going to go through a couple of these to show you. First of all, paper piecing is actually a lot of fun.
It is. The hardest part of it is starting.
There we go. Okay. So the hardest part is starting. So this is the number 1 spot. And then what we're going to do is we're going to flip it over and I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this back side where my number 1 spot is.
You're on the wrong side of the paper.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. I'm on the wrong side of the paper. The glue stick, the only time I use this is on the first one.
Okay.
On number 1. Okay. So I'm going to make sure that I cover this all the way and the right side is facing up.
So the wrong side of the paper and the wrong side of the fabric.
Exactly. If you will remember, good point. Remember, wrong side of paper, wrong side of fabric.
On the first one.
Wrong side of paper, wrong side of fabric. Those two are kissing. All right.
I like it because it's all about love.
Exactly. There you go. So I made sure that it extends well beyond it. I've got plenty of space, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to turn this off for a minute. Just put that right there. And then the question is, where do I sew next? Well, where you sew next is number 2.
Guess what? I know how to count.
There you go.
I'm so excited.
Number 2. Exactly.
Now,
go ahead, Kyle.
We're just working off this one sheet of paper here?
Yes, we're just working on one sheet of paper at a time. So I'm going to take this. This is called the add a quarter ruler.
These are life-saving.
Love it, love it, love it. I could also, if you've been in my paper piecing classes, you know that I oftentimes will use even just like a little piece of cardstock. But I don't see where my little business card went, so I won't worry about it. Okay, so instead I'll just use this. This is the add a quarter plus ruler, which has a tapered edge that comes down. What you want to do is you want to put your ruler or something on the line between the 1 and the 2 so you know what to fold back on. Okay, so I'm folding the paper back.
That is so much better than trying to fold it on your own.
Oh my gosh. When I used to try and fold it on my own, I was always like trying to, it was just kind of a mess. Putting a ruler there or maybe like a little business card or something, you can just pull this back on top of itself, fold it. Now you have that. Then I'm flipping this over.
Oh, that's
and
amazing.
I'm going to cut 1/4 inch away from the fold. So I can use this.
Because that catches in that.
Exactly. This has a little lip to it. Okay. So we're going to use this to our advantage.
Nice.
Okay. And be able to cut that. Okay. Now I have a perfect line to follow.
1/4 inch.
Okay. So I'm going to pull this back on top of itself, and now I know where to place my white piece of fabric.
Oh, yeah. So it matters. How do I know what's white and what's color?
Ooh, good question, Kyle. I'm going to look at the pattern, and it will actually on the directions it will say colors 1 or spots 1, 3, 5, 7, and so forth are the colors, and then these numbers are the background. But what you could also do is you could take, like, if you had crayons or something, you could kind of color it in, or even a pen or something, just so that you know these are my colors. Let me turn that off for a minute. These are my colors that I've marked like this.
You're not trying to think when you're in the middle of it.
Exactly. So great question. Okay, so I need to get to the number 2 spot, which is right here. So what I'm going to do is take another scrap of fabric and just place it right along there. I didn't. I just used a scrap piece of fabric that I had.
And you knew was bigger.
And you got to make sure, that it's bigger. That if you were to audition this and go, okay, is that going to, yep, that's going to cover all of it, right? So we're going to place it right here. Now you could place a few pins in here if you wanted to, or you could just simply hold on to it and flip it over. I am going to place a pin in here though, because this is a little bit bigger piece. Just going to make sure it's not in that same area. So right here, and now I'm going to take it over to the sewing machine, and we're going to stitch on this. Okay.
I touched the machine a couple times, so that's why it's happening.
I've got a little handy dandy thing in my pocket. I grabbed this before because I said I want to make sure and point this out. I love to use, when I paper piece, I love to use the open toe foot.
Why?
Okay, the open toe foot, so I can see exactly where I'm going, so I can see where I start and where I stop. So let's quickly just change that out. Do you want to do that, Kyle?
Yes.
Okay.
I will.
So she's going to change that out. Yeah, of course you do. Let's see. Looks like the odd colors are even and white for this block. Yeah. There's a few differences, but they're on the page. They're on the main page. Okay. All right. So what we're doing, she's getting that new foot on. And the other thing I want you to remember is to always shorten your stitch length. When you're doing paper piecing, shorten the stitch length, because that's what's going to perforate the paper and you're able to rip it off so much easier. Okay.
Because if you don't, then you're pulling your stitches, right?
Exactly. Yeah. You don't want to do that.
My friend told me.
Yeah. There you go. So now we're going to stitch along here, but guess what? You're going to stitch from the front. You don't stitch from the back.
On the line?
On the line from the front.
Because you've got a 1/4 inch past that line.
All right. So go ahead. You got this, girl. You got this. All right. Let me pull this over.
And it's in the center, so I can follow it, right?
Yep. Okay, now the other thing, let's shorten the stitch length. I'm going to do it to a 1.4.
Okay.
Okay, put your foot down. Do you see how nice it is to have that open toe foot, Kyle? You really can see where you're going.
Oh, now, the cutter's on.
Oh, the other thing I want to point out is let's use the reinforcement button.
Yes.
Okay, which is this one. Why don't you point that out? Which is going to make sure that the needle goes up and down in the same position at once. And that's just going to help reinforce that first stitch. You could do a back stitch too as well if you wanted to. Okay, so let's go ahead and...
okay, I'm going to stitch right on that line. See if I can.
Yep.
Now, I got a question.
Okay.
I come to here, but I'm going to go 1 stitch or 2 stitches past?
I would just go straight to the line.
Right to the line.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, boy. No pressure.
You're doing great.
Yeah, thanks. I hope I haven't folded anything. Okay, here I am, and I'm just going to slow down a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Boom. Okay, now do your reinforcement stitch.
Stitch.
And now cut your threads. Okay, perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take it over to the ironing station.
Okay.
Go ahead and take your pin out, Kyle.
Good
There we
job.
go. And then you just pull it out. Okay, and
Press
go
it?
ahead and press it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you make me so nervous.
You're doing great.
Okay.
Nothing to be nervous about.
Nope.
You're doing wonderful.
It's not that hard.
Okay,
It's a
there we
straight
go.
line.
Yeah, you just have to follow that straight line. Okay, so with that being said, it looks kind of funky, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's think about it. What do we have to do next? We need to figure out where the next piece goes. All right, so this is
Mhm.
how we do it. We bring this down. We're going to flip it over. We've done the line between 1 and 2. Now we have to do the line between 2 and 3. So what I'm going to do is, again, take my add a quarter plus ruler. I'm going to flip it upside down so that it has the tapered edge and pull it back on top of itself.
I love that.
There's a ton of fabric left over.
Mhm.
That's okay because we're going to use it for other spots, right? So I have that perfect line. I'll pull this out, and now I'm going to put the add a quarter ruler. You can see the lip goes on the edge.
I love the lip
Yep,
because you can slide it a little bit.
exactly. Yep.
Nice.
All right. And then we pull it out. Now
Look
you
at
have
that.
that perfect 1/4 inch. Woohoo! So we know where to put our next piece of fabric.
And you can put the
So-
fat whatever colors. We're just
Yeah,
happen to be
I
doing
asked-
rainbows.
Yes, and I asked Johnny. Yes, and this block is a rainbow block. And I asked Johnny, I said, is there any particular order that these colors are supposed to go in? And he said no. That
Why-
he wants you just to be creative and just have fun with the blocks. So there's no right or
Is
wrong.
Johnny still around? Why a rainbow?
Because that's the symbol of
Right, but why
of
do they
the-
have a
that
rainbow?
ki-
Because
of the
it's
community.
inclusive of everyone.
Probably. I would imagine so. That would seem to make sense, right?
Mm-hmm. I love
Okay.
a rainbow.
Yeah. Okay.
Rainbow gives hope too.
There you go. I like that. Okay, so now we've done 1 and 2, and now
The
we need
only
to do
line
3.
we've stitched is this one.
Exactly. So now we have to go, where do we put this fabric? We're going to flip it over. Okay, like that. We
Aha.
cut the line, or we cut where that goes. So now we know exactly where to place our next piece. We're going to take this purple. We're going to put it right side down on top and make sure it goes
Right
along
on
that
that
line. Now, if
fabric
you want to
line.
be certain, you could take a light box, you can put it up to a window. I feel like this piece is big enough that will be okay. But if you want to make absolutely certain that it's going to cover over where it needs
There's
to
the
be.
1/4 inch from
Yep.
that line.
Exactly. So if
Nice.
I do that, I know it's going to have plenty of space here. And now I'm going to stitch on that line. So I'm going to place another pin here, Kyle, for you. And just to hold it in place. And then we're going to go back to the sewing machine and we're going to stitch. But in order to know where to stitch, what do we have to do?
Flip it.
We flip it. And then we stitch on this line
Between
between
2
2
and
and
3.
3. Yeah,
Because we're counting 1, 2, 3.
exactly. It's like paint by number,
I
right?
love it. Okay, and we're going to start just, let me see where my foot is.
Mhm. Perfect.
Okay, and I'm going to do the stay stitch again.
Exactly.
Okay. And now I'm just going to follow this line all the way to here.
Yep. You got it.
I don't sew this slowly at home usually. I'm going pretty fast. Look at that.
Look at you. Woohoo. Oops. Okay, you're going to go all the way to the end of that line.
Yep.
There we go. Okay, do another
Stay
stitch.
stitch.
Yep. Boom, 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 and cut. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the ironing station and fold it back on top of itself.
Okay.
Now, someone mentioned earlier, this is where you could use a fabric folding pin.
You could.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I love fabric folding pins. It makes it very convenient if you don't want to pull out your iron.
Okay, one thing that I did not know when I first started,
Mm-hmm.
I thought, I don't have to cut out my fabric 1/4 inch.
Ah.
But because we have white, we
Uh-huh.
don't want that color to show underneath.
yeah, for sure.
So
So that definitely helps out. out.
I
Okay.
learned lots of lessons the hard way.
Don't we all?
Yes, I
It's
learned
so
the best
true.
lessons.
That's right. Okay, guys. So again, you can see that you're just going back and forth,
That's easy.
and it makes it really simple. If I were to flip this over, I would say, okay, where do I fold back on? And I would fold back on the line between 3 and 4. So I'm going to put this on the line, fold it back on the top of itself.
Okay, I
Bring
want to
this
say
out.
one thing. Too.
Okay.
When you turn it back over.
Okay. Let's cut
Because
this.
I almost had a panic.
You almost had a panic.
I almost did.
Okay.
If I was not as so experienced,
Mm-hmm.
I would go. Okay, so now I know I need to sew,
Mm-hmm.
but oh my gosh, I've got
Mm-hmm.
that going
Mhm.
on.
Don't let that scare you.
Yeah.
If you will, I can see what you're saying for sure.
Mhm.
If you just go to the end of that line, just stay there. You're fine. You don't need to go beyond that. And then when you do the next line, that's going to
It'll
cover up
catch it.
that. Exactly. And so you just do this process back and forth until you get this. So what happens is that you take
So this is number 1,
That's
2,
exactly.
That was your third one.
Yep.
4,
Mm-hmm.
5.
So you have a left side and a right side
Oh,
pattern.
okay.
Okay. And then you also have 2 center pieces, and then you just sew them together into one block. You're going to also square these up to be 10-inch blocks is what we decided on.
10 inch. That's a pretty
Yeah.
good size block.
It is. And you've got plenty of, background space to work around with. So
One thing I would say is when you get to that background on the
Uh-huh.
last ones, that's going to require a little bit larger piece.
yes, definitely.
Be aware. Be
Mhm,
aware.
mhm. Make sure you have plenty of space right here,
How
right?
do I know I made friends with a seam ripper? Over and over.
You know what? It happens to the
But I
best of us, my
conquer.
friend. It happens to the best of us for sure. So really fun.
Try
So
it.
just as a reminder, okay, here's your reminder. When you're paper piecing, okay, shorten your stitch length. Okay, if a default stitch is at a 2.0, you're going to go to like a 1.6 or a 1.4. Shorter stitch length.
Mhm. You'll be happy.
Yeah,
You don't want to pull on those stitches.
exactly. Very
'Cause-
frustrating.
Yes, because you'll need to do
You don't want to
over
pop
it
the
again.
stitches. The other thing is you want to make sure and do your tack down or your
Right.
reinforcement stitch at the
Mhm.
beginning and at the end of the line.
Because
Okay?
when you're tearing that paper off.
Exactly. Yep. So that's another important thing. Use an open toe foot. Use the
That was
foot where
great.
you can see.
And it's not
very
just the
clearly.
skinny little thing that I'm seeing where my needle is. It's big wide.
Mhm.
That's
Absolutely.
a good idea.
Mhm. So that's another tip for you. Always, use a light box if you need to. Go to use like a little business card to fold it back on the line itself, or you
Mhm.
could use something like the add a quarter ruler.
That
which
is
really nice.
Life changing for
Mhm.
me. Because I was folding it and refolding it, and then I
Mhm.
got marks all over.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, we have some iron marks on there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's character.
It's character.
Do you see these lines in my
There you
face?
go.
Character.
There you go. Tana says, "Wear your readers." That's a good idea too. So you
I
know where
have to
you're
get
going.
bifocals
Exactly.
now.
Yeah. There. You have to get bifocals. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's okay.
It won't
That's all
squish
right.
my hair anymore because I'll wear them all the time.
So anyway, and that's how easy it is to do a paper
That's
piece
amazing.
block. And look how, you could never really do this without paper piecing it.
No,
You
No.
really can't. The angles and everything, it just
It brings joy to my
would
heart.
be extremely
love
difficult
this.
to do. So, yeah. Hey, it matches
If
the
you-
quote behind us.
Yeah, it does. If you go
That'd
on
be
to
fun.
the their website, the LOVELOUD
Yeah.
website, you
Mhm.
can read some of the stories.
Mhm.
There's some heartbreaking things.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We learn
for
that
sure.
this life is about love.
Mm-hmm. I was going to mention, Elisa wrote something here.
Did she?
And just, rainbow colors are a symbol of diversity. There you
Yep.
go. So that's what you were trying to get to, what, like, about that. And so there you go. Yeah, thank you, Elisa. So yeah, Tana said, if you like puzzles, paper piecing is very fun.
Love
it really
puzzles.
is. Don't get
That's why Legos are
Legos. Yes, it's like the Lego of quilting, right?
cool.
What is the address of Johnny's blog? It is bigcityquilts.blogspot.com, but we do have all that information on our website as well.
Girlfriend.
So